Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. All right, I'm sure you guys are feeling a bit of a negative sentiment in the crypto space. And I'm sure you guys have been seeing all kinds of posts, negative posts, even from fairly big accounts, maybe accounts that you follow quite religiously. Well, Alex Becker here posting this, and you guys may have already seen some of his posts highlighted in one of Blockchain Backer's videos. So the thing I'm going to address in this video today is where, maybe some of these opinions have some valid points behind them. But ultimately, guys, I don't think there is nearly as much doom and gloom in the crypto market as some of these accounts may be putting forward at the moment. So I'm going to start with this one. Alex Becker, he says, this is near or the bottom for alts and memes is in. He says they don't look good. I look at them and instantly soil myself. Solana at $12 a few years ago after FTX crashed. Ruin my pants in the same way. Bathe in the filth, gents. We are at legendary buys. Legendary buying opportunities. Now, I mean, this is the total 2 market cap. This is all cryptocurrencies excluding Bitcoin. And I know we have hit a bit of a free fall now after a few days here. This is the daily chart, by the way. After a big flush out on Monday, we did rebound a bit, and now we are retesting those lows there. Let me throw this on the hourly, and I could see how this does not look good. I'm just going to take that off auto so you guys can see that wick down in there. Wicking down, and now, guys, we're actually retesting these lows here. Hopefully, we can bounce back, but now it looks as though we have closed several hours beyond that lowest point there. So, I mean, I can see his point to a degree. We are getting fear and greed at neutral. Okay, market cap is down by another 1.63%. Altcoins pretty much all in the red today. So this is not feeling as good, I guess, as it has in the past. But guys, we are still only in double-digit losses. Generally speaking, what happens is that we will see huge losses. We will see a euphoric push and then wild swings to the downside. And we still actually haven't seen that. The other thing I kind of want, so I'm going to get back to this in a second. The other thing I kind of wanted to know, because I've been doing videos about the latest topics here in the XRP community, and I feel like I should put out a poll because I don't feel like people are terribly interested in MXRP or FXRP at the moment. So I'm going to put out a poll, and I want to know where your heads are at, okay? Are you interested in XRP yield through MXRP or FXRP at the moment? So what I mean by that is maybe not in the future, but right now, currently in September of 2025. Or are you waiting for XRP to pump so that you can sell? I'm just going to put that there, pump so that you can sell. Okay, and I'm going to turn that into a poll. And choice 1 is going to be yield today. And then I'll just put MXRP and FXRP. And choice 2, I'm just going to put waiting to sell XRP. Okay, and I'm just going to post that poll, and I'm going to see what that yields. So you guys can check it out. I will link that in the description of the video for you guys. Let's get back to the crypto space because sentiment is bad. You know, this is why I was wondering about the yield. If people are feeling like, okay, maybe we're not going to see higher highs now. The sentiment here is almost as bad as when Bitcoin hit $15,000. Well, we're literally just consolidating under all-time high. This coming from Crypto Michael. The same people who were bearish then are also calling for a crash now. So guys, who are you going to listen to? Think about this for a second. Okay, sentiment was really bad back in here. Bitcoin was trading under former all-time high of about $20,000. And guys, it feels like the same thing. However, Bitcoin is actually doing fairly well still. This is the Bitcoin chart here. I'm just going to throw that up here, and I'm just going to show you guys where we are currently. I mean, for the day-to-day, I get it. I get that this doesn't feel good. But guys, we're only about 10.5% down, not even 10.5% down from all-time highs for Bitcoin. And, routinely Bitcoin does move down in the month of September. And so we were getting a bit of an anomaly here at the beginning of September. And then finally it turned around, and now we are actually seeing the downside there. So also something else to be paying attention to. This is how the blockchain backer feels. And I feel like, a lot of people in the XRP community are also following him to help navigate through this. As the market continues to struggle to see total 2 in the Russell 2000 breakout, I have decided to take a defensive play. Okay, he says he's actively selling a third of his entire crypto portfolio until the market proves it can escape. And then he put out a video, the make it or break it video. I don't know if you guys caught that one. He says we're at that moment. This is the escape zone or the rejection zone. It's the all-time high battle where markets turn euphoric and exciting or horrifyingly ugly. There are several bull cases and several bear cases, but the market needs to prove itself. As we have finally reached September, it has been a month I always intend to take some profits. I talked about it for months leading up to it. I make a lot of charts. He says he's not a day trader. He's doing this for tax purposes too, so keep in mind, guys, he does not necessarily think this is the top of the market, but he's doing it for tax reasons. I rarely make trades, so this is a big deal for me. The last time I publicly did major sells was March and April 2024. But the market waddling here, unable to decide yet, I am left with this overwhelming feeling that I am gambling by doing nothing and hoping and wishing it to break out. I don't like that feeling, and it feels like the right decision for me to de-risk. So again, this is his personal opinion, and again, it is for tax reasons, or part of the reason is for tax reasons. You shouldn't rely on my choices of coins, as I just go based on data and user activity, social engagement, etc. But I don't mind sharing this with you. The coins that interest me in the event of a breakout into all-time highs, of course, are XRP, SUI, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and Solana. No small cap gems that will 100x. I broadly went through my portfolio and reduced without favoring anything, not as a restructuring for a bear, which of course could come, but just as a risk reduction. Okay, so he's saying he doesn't even actually think that we're in a bear situation, that we're in a bear case. He just wants to risk to de-risk. If we get the breakout in the Russell and total 2, I have no problem flushing cash right back in to ride the breakout. It's merely 3% away from the Russell and 9% away from the altcoin market. But I know this is the right decision for me. With this, coming up, the timing is September. But again, guys, I feel like September, this is not the time to sell. I mean, at least that's my opinion. And for more opinions, I guess I'm just going to say it. For more opinions, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. This is where, well, you guys know what it's all about. I guess I should also say that I am hosting a live Q&A session this Saturday for Patreon members only. It is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, we can talk about all this. Bring your questions, because I really want to talk about the market now, considering we are where we are, and considering we're waiting for that big push to the upside. This could, in fact, be maybe the most important live Q&A session I do this coming Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So you can find out all that information and more over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. I've kept it low because I know you guys were hammering me for that for a little bit there. So I've reduced prices to old school prices, $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed. That's the key to lock into that $5 price. And I'm hosting that live Q&A this Saturday, September the 27th, 2025. Come on out. It's going to be a good one. So wanted to keep moving because now to the positive. Okay, Sistine Research just dropped a bomb on XRP. We're entering the third liquidity compression since the election. Each one tighter, each one stacking at higher price points. So this is from Sistine. Look at what's happening here. This is the Sistine Research tweet here. Basically here, I'll bring the chart back up. Basically, they're saying expecting a large expansionary move from XRP soon within months. So this brings us into Q4 of 2024. As the price action compresses, so does the order book, with the most liquidity compressing into a tighter and tighter range. This results in very large gaps in liquidity. XRP is on its third compression since the election, with this being the tightest one yet at 3 consecutively higher price points. So not only are we getting more compression and then expansion, compression and then expansion, we are not actually moving lower. So that is an important thing to note there. The other thing, why has BTC felt off since mid-July? Now, Raul Powell did post this. This is an interesting observation. He's looking at global M2 money supply. Are things off a little bit?
So the global M2 chart, the famous chart that every copied, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely brilliant, because you go online and call anybody out who uses this chart without referencing Julian and I. I really do appreciate that, but this is our work. And again, nobody really understands it because they're so superficial in how they look at things. We've always said things will deviate, things will change. Here's the 12-week lead. Since July 16th, 2025, we've seen this weird underperformance. And it was like, it's broken. It's broken. See, you are morons for following this. People start forgetting about it. We don't forget. You see, what has happened in the meantime is the Treasury General Account, that is the Fed, the Treasury, have been issuing bonds to top up their general account, which is taking cash out of the system. So they've withdrawn about 500 billion since July the 16th. That has hit risk assets somewhat. And of all the risk assets, the one that's most susceptible to liquidity is crypto. So crypto got that, which has been this choppy. It went up. Alts have been outperforming. Then they came back down again, and it's been just a bit sloppy. Nothing more than that. There's been nothing really adverse going on. Just a bit sloppy. Top of the range for ETH, top of the range for Sol. Tried to break out, came back down. Fine, but generally it's because they're sloppy because liquidity has been taken out very fast. The liquidity withdrawal stops about here. We're at the point where we don't need to withdraw any more liquidity, and the Treasury General account is topped up. Okay, so that negative thing has gone probably today, tomorrow, this week, next week, whatever. It's gone. And we start to see that liquidity will play catch up. Does it catch up to this chart? I don't know, but it always has done in the past. And I'll come on to the past in a sec.
So liquidity is going to play catch up. He says as of July the 16th. Now, remember where we were on July the 16th. Okay, I've got the Bitcoin chart back up here. And let's just bring this up here and let's go back to July 16th. That's July 14th right in there. July 14th, 15th, 16th. So guys, we were already very, very close to the top. I mean, we did make a new high. Bitcoin did make a new high, but we were already very, very close to the top. And as Raoul Pal was stating, we were just kind of moving sideways. That's all this is at the moment. So that's another thing we should make note of. Okay, wanted to thank Marilyn Hodel, wanted to thank Sistine Research, of course, Blockchain Backer, Crypto Michael, and Alex Becker for posting those. I think we're losing sight of keeping it simple, though. Consolidating below all-time high, just like in 2017. Remember, guys, XRP, for example, is still consolidating just below its all-time high, and Galaxy BTC is also noticing this, okay? The XRP chart on the weekly, the trend line moving down, previous all-time high. This was back from 2014 to 2017 before we saw that breakout. And now look, 2018 to 2025, an extended trend, okay? Trend line going further across. I mean, we were in 2 cycles at this point, further across there. But guys, look at that previous all-time high. This is essentially where we are right now, at this same point that we saw back in mid to late 2017 before that blow off top. And so, that gives me more confidence that we're going to see this thing really kind of rip at some point. Now, Credible Crypto saying, and for those who can't understand how a coin like Ethereum can drop 30% off the highs and still be fine, Bitcoin had 20 to 40% dips on its run in 2017 from the lows at $200 to the peak at $20,000. So it's not about the percentage drop. It's about the structure and key levels. This is the thing that a lot of people don't really understand. Key levels, if we do break some key levels, that is not going to be good. Okay, for Bitcoin, it's one thing. For XRP, let's bring up XRP because we haven't looked at it much yet today. For XRP, key level to be looking at is about $2.69.70, give or take. Okay, right where it wicked down in here. We'll call it $2.70 just to be, it's just under $2.70. But to keep it simple, $2.70, $2.69 here. We'll call it $2.69 because those 2 wicks down there bring it to about $2.69.5. Right now, one XRP is going for, and I know the chart doesn't look great at the moment. The other thing is price does follow Bitcoin. XRP going for $2.81 at the moment. Don't forget, $2.81. Right, that brings us right up here. So just kind of dancing on former resistance that we saw all the way back in December, dancing on that level, hoping to push to the upside. XRP, the XRP chart's actually one of the better ones, one of the healthier looking ones, dare I say. So, to expect 20 to 40% dips, even if we don't see 20 to 40% dips for Bitcoin anymore, we're still going to see dips. And at this point here, let's just bring up Bitcoin again. At this point here, guys, these dips are going to, these dips, routinely we see these dips going down, 20%, 30. In former bull runs, it's been 20 or 30, but now they're going down about 15 to 20, let's say, all throughout 2020. Well, what was this one? This one was a bigger one. This one was about 30, but it was over a longer period of time too, okay? This was from January all the way to April before we did see that next push to the upside. And routinely, we have seen this occur, on the way up, all the way from the bottom back in 2022, all the way up, even though this was an uptrend. Look at all these dips. Dip down, dip down, dip down, boom, boom, boom. Boom. We have to keep our eye on the prize. And, there is still a bullish macro case for cryptos to really kind of rise. So that one courtesy of Credible Crypto. Bobby A here saying 4 charts that rule them all. Now, hopefully we can quell your fears, okay? XRP market cap 1 week has built support above its 2018 peak for over 300 days within a fearful and highly anxious market. Additionally, the chart is lacking a key bullish ingredient. So, guys, back to this XRP chart building support on former all-time high. We cannot ignore that. That is positive. XRP USD, the 1 month, has built a multi-month bullish flag above what I like to call Basecamp 1 and recently above Basecamp 2. The monthly RSI is preparing to initiate one final move towards overbought territory. So that is in and around here. What he is suggesting, taking profits at anywhere between $7 to $13. Okay, and again, this is not financial advice. This is just what he has on his chart. The IWM, or the Russell 2000 1 month, is firing on all cylinders, and the new all-time highs are inbound, regardless of any short-term noise. There's nothing anyone can do about it. Take a closer look at the higher time frame indicators. This highly bullish setup occurs only a few times per decade. So again, the Russell. Here we go for the Russell. We are looking at all-time highs again, flirting with that level. And he points this out here. This is a very telling candlestick, clearly showing what is to come. This is a reversal candlestick. Hopefully that means we're going to continue to the upside for the Russell. And then finally, BTC dominance will inevitably initiate a move towards the mid to low 40 zone. The market is clearly positioned, guys, for higher prices. So this is what BTC dominance is looking like. Let's just bring that up on the chart. BTC dominance. Right now, it's moving up by a little bit, but guys, I don't think that is, I think that's going to be short-lived. I think eventually we are going to see, let's throw it on the weekly. I think eventually we are going to see that move to the downside. We're just kind of consolidating here. You guys can see that is former support from back in 2020. So we're finding that in there. I think eventually we are going to move and we will see dominance fall for Bitcoin. So some interesting theories here. Even Eggreg Crypto saying, big accounts in this space are capitulating and the last euphoric leg is just around the corner. He is still bullish. Okay, he posted this too. Patterns repeat, but you can't keep ignoring it. His target for XRP is still $15 to $33. The last phase of XRP always leaves significant clues, and I'm not overlooking them. While many in the XRP community are panicking, I see a different picture, he says. Some are selling off because they're afraid. Others are promoting other coins. That's, I don't know, you do what you think is right. My DMs are full because of the blockchain backer in his recent tweet, as we went over. For me, even if I'm completely wrong about my price targets for XRP, I won't sell until I reach my reset goals. Don't just follow me without thinking, guys. Have reasons. And again, this is why I have the Patreon, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. If you want to see what I'm thinking, that's where I lay my cards out on the table and tell you guys exactly what I'm doing with my crypto portfolio. It has been a bit of a waiting game so far, but here we are. Back to the technical analysis, though. XRP often forms an ascending channel during the last phase of each cycle. This pattern indicates that price consolidation or ranging is simply accumulation before the final blow off top, and we've seen that time and time again on the XRP chart. Research shows that an ascending channel breaks down about 57% of the time. Well, it breaks up almost 43% of the time. It's completely natural that people are worried. However, XRP's historical patterns have proven skeptics wrong twice before. So will the third time be a charm? I believe it will. So bull market support bands, he talks about that. As long as we don't see multiple weekly closes below the BMSB, there's nothing to worry about. And so, guys, this pattern during the last phase, XRP typically follows a pattern. It breaks the top of the channel, does a small retest, and then hits new all-time highs. If we look back to 2017 and 2021, it did 350% in 2017 and 110% in 2021. If we apply similar metrics, guys, we could, in fact, see XRP reach between $15 and $33 starting from November 27th, 2025. So why that? Starting from November 27th, 2025. So he thinks this is going to go beyond Q4 of 2025. Well, maybe into December. I don't know. I mean, Zafe Crypto here noticing Coinbase just loaded up with 16.4 million XRP liquidity floodgates opening. Maybe they're getting ready for more demand being ushered into the crypto market. I don't know. There are still a few factors that need to play out. But if you want to hear my day-to-day, hour-by-hour commentary on the market, guys, you can follow me, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I will be hosting a live Q&A session this Saturday, September the 27th at 2:30 p.m., but you got to be subscribed to the Patreon. I'll link this again in the description of the video. Also, guys, I have the Working Money Channel merch store if you're interested in purchasing some Working Money Channel merch. That link is also in the description of the video. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.